Have you ever felt anxious even when everything seems fine? No obvious problems, no threats, your health is okay. But still, there's this unease inside, a kind of inner tension, anxious thoughts that just won't go away. You're not alone. Anxiety isn't always a sign of illness. Even the healthiest, most active, successful, and self-aware people experience anxiety. And today, we'll figure out why it happens, what's behind this state, and what you can do to regain your inner calm. Let's start with the basics. Anxiety is not your enemy. It's a defense mechanism, an evolutionary survival tool. Imagine being a prehistoric human, surrounded by wild animals, hostile nature, and rival tribes. To survive, you had to stay alert. So the brain developed an alarm system. Danger. That system is what we now call anxiety. It triggers the fight or flight response, increases your heart rate, sharpens your focus, and channels all your energy into survival. The problem is, in today's world, real dangers are much rarer, but our brain still reacts like we're in the jungle. Modern anxiety is mostly the result of outdated survival systems being triggered by the wrong things. For example, you get a worrying message from your boss. The brain doesn't know the difference between that and a real threat. It launches the same reaction, releases cortisol, the stress hormone, raises your heart rate, narrows your focus to handle the threat. But the threat is just a message, and the reaction is like a tiger is chasing you. If this happens often, your body gets exhausted. Now let's talk about hormones. These are chemical messengers that regulate how we feel. When it comes to anxiety, two hormones play a major role: cortisol and dopamine. Cortisol is the stress hormone. It helps you react quickly to danger, but when it's chronically high, it becomes destructive. It increases anxiety, disrupts sleep, weakens the immune system, and damages neurons in the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for memory and learning. And yes, cortisol is what makes you feel tired, irritable, and anxious for no clear reason. On the other hand, dopamine is the hormone of motivation and pleasure, and it plays a different role in anxiety. In the modern world, our dopamine system is broken. Social media, fast content, sugar, coffee, cigarettes, constant stimulation. All of this creates a dopamine overload. We've become addicted to instant rewards. And as soon as they're gone, the brain panics. It says, "Where's my fix? Where's my stimulation? Why is nothing happening?" And we start feeling anxious for no real reason. Here's an interesting fact. Anxiety often comes not from events, but from the lack of stimulation. We're used to constant activity, messengers, notifications, work, TV shows, and when things get quiet, the brain gets scared. It's not used to silence, it sees it as a threat. That's why people feel anxious on weekends, before sleep, or even on vacation. Not because things are bad, but because they're unfamiliar. Now let's look at everyday habits that contribute to anxiety. First, sleep. Lack of sleep or poor quality sleep directly increases anxiety. During sleep, the brain reboots, clears out excess cortisol, and strengthens neural connections. Without sleep, the brain operates in overload mode. Just 1 week of poor sleep can raise anxiety levels by 30 to 40%. Second, nutrition. Yes, your mood depends on what you eat. Processed food, sugar, too much caffeine, all increase inflammation in the body, and inflammation is closely linked to anxiety. Omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, and B vitamins help reduce anxiety. Hunger and overeating also matter. Sharp spikes in blood sugar can cause panic and irritability. A balanced, healthy diet isn't just about the body, it's about the brain. Third, lack of physical activity. When you don't move, your blood circulates poorly, your brain gets less oxygen, and your metabolism slows down. Physical activity, especially aerobic exercises like walking, running, or swimming, reduces cortisol levels and increases endorphins. It works like a natural antidepressant. Fourth, information overload. Anxiety thrives on overwhelm. Every day we process thousands of bits of information: news, alerts, comments, videos, images. Our brain overheats. It can't keep up, can't filter, can't decide what's important. That creates mental noise and anxiety. The solution: digital detox. Turn off notifications, reduce news intake, focus on meaningful quality content. Fifth, lack of meaning and goals. One of the strongest triggers of anxiety is the feeling of having no direction in life. Even physically healthy people with everything going well can feel anxious if they don't have a clear purpose. The human brain is wired to move towards something. Without that, it starts generating anxious thoughts as a way to create movement. It's a paradox. Anxiety as a strategy to avoid standing still. The good news is, anxiety can be managed. It's something you can work on. Start with your body. Improve your sleep. Go to bed at the same time every night. Avoid screens an hour before bed. Keep your bedroom dark and cool. Add movement. Even 20-30 minutes of walking a day can make a big difference. Pay attention to your nutrition. Less sugar, more vegetables, protein, and healthy fats. Next, train your attention. Mindfulness practices, meditation, breathing exercises, journaling help you regain control over your thoughts. Learn to observe your anxious thoughts without getting caught up in them. Just watch them come and go. This strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for emotional regulation and impulse control. Social connection is also important. Human contact reduces anxiety. Simple support, conversation, hugs, laughter all stimulate the release of oxytocin, the hormone of trust and relaxation. Don't isolate yourself. Even one real conversation a day can improve your mood. If anxiety seriously interferes with your life, don't be afraid to ask for help. Therapy, especially cognitive behavioral therapy, helps reshape your thinking and teaches you how to work with anxiety. Sometimes medication is needed too, and that's okay. The key is to act, don't ignore it. Finally, an important thought. Anxiety is not weakness and not a flaw. It's a signal. It's your body's way of saying, something's off, pay attention. And if you learn to listen to that signal, you can change your life for the better. Use anxiety as a compass, not a sentence. Remember, health isn't just about the body. It's also about the mind. Managing anxiety is a skill, and like any skill, it can be learned. Step by step, habit by habit, day by day. And yes, even the healthiest people feel anxious. The key is not to stop. Keep moving forward. You've got this.